To sleep, perchance to dream, from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Dreams have always fascinated me. They must fascinate you too if you're watching this video. Dreaming is like taking a journey into your soul. Dreams are often bizarre and always intriguing. How many times have you awoken with feeling that you have just seen a movie? My first introduction to dream interpretation came from reading about Edgar Cayce, who was known as the sleeping prophet. He felt that we could all learn about ourselves by paying attention to our dreams and the messages they were trying to convey. You may have heard of people who claim that they don't dream at all, but science has proven that we all dream. We just don't always remember our dreams. Through brain waves, scientists can pinpoint times during the sleep cycle when dreams take place. Called the REM stage, which stands for rapid eye movement, dreams occur at various cycles while we sleep. Dreams can inspire us to create something new, like one did for Paul McCartney, who awoke once with the tune to Yesterday playing in his head. The dream was so vivid and so real for him that he felt as if he had heard the tune before. He asked friends if they had heard of it. Obviously nobody had, and today we have Paul's dream recorded as Yesterday. Dreams can also teach us about our fears, desires, talents, weaknesses, and strengths. One of my daughters frequently dreams about being a warrior. I have had several end-of-the-world dreams in which I try to tell people not to lose faith. In one dream in particular, while I am standing near a mountain with a group of people, all of whom are sitting and all of whom believe we are the last remaining humans on Earth, I notice that everyone around me has become desolate. I don't want them to despair. I want to give them hope. I want them to believe that this isn't the end. Finally, in desperation, I scream, "What do I have to do to get you people to believe? Do I have to fly?" After my unplanned outburst, I walk to the side of the mountain, realizing that I have given those people hope that I didn't know how to prove. So I said to God, "Okay, God, help me prove to them that they should have faith." So I try to push myself up from the ground, kind of like Superman, and every time I try, I fail. Eventually, a little boy comes up to me and says, "You're doing it wrong. You have to take a step forward first, and then propel yourself up from there." So I take a step forward, and suddenly I'm flying. Everybody sees me, and I prove to them that they should have faith. What that dream taught me was that when I felt stuck, all I needed to do was take one step in any direction, and anything was possible. If I was headed in the wrong direction, I could always go back to where I started and choose another direction. But it was that first step that made all the difference. If you don't move, if you stand still, how can you ever move forward? Dreams can also serve as warnings, like the time Abraham Lincoln witnessed in a dream his own assassination. Interpreting dreams is part skill and part intuition. In biblical times, dream interpretation was a profitable skill, pun intended. If you couldn't accurately interpret the king's dreams, for example, you could be beheaded, so interpreting dreams was highly honored. Dream interpretation books abound, but most of them rely on archetypes, which act as universal symbols like the hero and the shadow. Archetypes, however, don't always analyze dreams correctly. In many cases, personal symbolism supersedes archetypal symbolism because your experience with some symbols could cast a shadow on universal symbols. Take birds, for example. To many dream analysts, birds symbolize goals and aspirations. But if you are terrified of birds, your analysis of the dream will be entirely different. Some dream interpretation experts will tell you you can't dream of a face you haven't seen before, that you had to have run into that person at some point in your life, because the dreaming mind can't create a person. If that were true, how would those analysts explain the dream I had a couple of weeks before my oldest granddaughter was born, without the help of ultrasounds at the time, in which I described her exactly as she looked when she was born? Because I had always had straight black hair, I couldn't conceive of having a granddaughter with curly blonde hair and blue eyes. But she appeared in my dream with those features, and she looked that way when she was born. Some dream experts also say that you can't read numbers in your dreams. But I awoke one night with what I believed could have been winning lottery numbers if I hadn't told myself in the morning, oh, I'll remember them in the morning. Unfortunately, I was too lazy to get up and write them down, so I'll never know if I could have been a lottery winner. Some dream experts also say you can't read in your dreams. That too is untrue. When I was contemplating divorce, I asked God to give me a dream letting me know if staying in the marriage would make my kids stronger or if leaving the marriage was best for them. I used the process of incubating a dream, a process recommended in the book linked in the blog below, and though I didn't have the dream the first night or even the second night, I finally had a dream indicating that I should get a divorce. I wasn't satisfied with that answer, so I asked for another dream. Again, the dream indicated that I should divorce, but I didn't know if I could correctly interpret it. The request happened again after another indication, so finally I said, because I've always been the type of person who takes things very literally, God, you know me. I need things spelled out in black and white. That night, I dreamed that my husband handed me a document and written in big, bold, black letters across the top of the page were the words, in all caps, decree of divorce. I suppose that had I asked for something more concrete, I might have received my message written in cement. Dreams can help us discover things about our kids and grandkids we might not have known also. We can learn about their thoughts, their anxieties, their fears. They can even tell us what their dreams mean if we ask the right questions. I've always asked my kids about their dreams, and I've asked my grandchildren too. For instance, one of my daughters, when she was very young, maybe 4 or 5, related a dream she had about a bee that stung her. The bee, after stinging her, asked her, "Do you want me to do that again?" To which my daughter responded, "No." When I asked her what she thought the bee represented, she said she thought it was her dad. Well, a slap might seem like a sting to a child. Maybe she misbehaved and her dad slapped her. So what is this method that works so well? In the description below, you'll find a link to a blog that includes not only a link to the best book I have ever read on dream interpretation, but also a form that incorporates the information from the book that you can print and use to record your dreams. What you need to do is write down every person, every place, and every object that appear in your dream and describe them in depth. For example, say you mention a slipper. What is its size, its texture, its design? What attributes stand out in your mind? Pretend you're describing it as if you're explaining it to someone who has no clue what a slipper is. Is it a nice, big, fluffy, comfortable slipper, or is it more like Cinderella's slipper? What kind of emotion does a slipper elicit in you? What kind of action are you taking in relation to it? What fascinates me about this method used in Delaney's book is that while you might not be able to understand the message or meaning of your dream immediately, insights can be gleaned just from writing them down. The process in itself of writing them down is enlightening. Sometimes dreams are so intricate that after you write them down, you have to put them away for a couple of days and return to them at a later date. You'll be surprised by how much you can learn about yourself from recording and interpreting your dreams. To find the book and the form, please click the link below. Also, please like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know who might be interested in dream interpretations. And as always, remember,